This is a story by a commenter on YouTube by the name Scott Westley. The story title is I Married a Genie. Hello, I'm Blake, and I got married to a genie. This all started when I was doing some cleaning for a rich aristocrat. This guy was rich enough to hire a bunch of maids to do the cleaning, but he hired some professional cleaners this time around. He hired me as well as a few others because a group of young punks decided to break into the house and vandalize the place with all kinds of things ranging from chemical paints to flaming bags of poop. Of course, the vandals were caught in the middle of their crime. What happened to them after that, I don't know. Anyways, the cleaners and I got busy taking care of the mess, and the aristocrat Harold decided to strike up a conversation with all of us. I do remember a few times Harold would talk with us one-on-one, but most of that was pretty much none of my business. When he got to me, he asked a few things about my personal life, such as my age, relationship status. I told him that I was 35 years old and that I was happy with my life. But when he asked about my wife, I told him that I was single. To be honest, I never had a girlfriend in my life. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. He and then had this nervous chuckle as if the conversation just got awkward for him. I did find that kind of odd. Of course, we did continue chatting about a few things before he left me to work. After we got done cleaning up, Harold paid us our respective asking prices without an issue, but he asked me to stay behind. I was reluctant at first, but I decided to stay to figure out what he wanted. I sat down at the coffee table waiting for him. He comes over and plants his golden lamp on the table. Blake, I'm sure you understand that there are things in this world that are priceless. In other words, there are things that money cannot buy. Respect, love, and happiness were a few examples. This is one of those things I've decided to give to you. At first I wasn't sure if I should take it, but he continued. Ever since I've had this, I've had good luck come my way. Sure, those vandals may have caused some trouble, but without them, I never would have found this. Believe me. I've had this long enough. I figured that it's time that I pass this down, and since you've never had a girlfriend, I figured that you're in need of its luck. You're definitely in need of its luck. Take it. Sell it, keep it, do whatever you feel is right. Just make sure that you use it to find the one thing that you need to make you happy. So I took the lamp. After I got home, I decided to examine the lamp. It was a beautiful lamp made of what looked like gold. It was basically clean except for a small smudge on the side of it. I gave it a little rub, and then next thing I knew, some purple smoke flew out from the lamp and at the end of it and into the room. I covered my face thinking that it was some kind of toxin, but the smoke collected together. When it settled, a woman appeared in my room. She was probably the most beautiful woman I've seen. At first, she seemed tired. Her yawning proved that bit, but as she started to wake up, she noticed me and brightened up. Oh, hello. I'm guessing that this is your first time seeing a genie, right? A genie? She's a genie? I've heard of genies, but I thought that they were fictional beings, so I had to ask her. Am I right in assuming that you grant wishes? So you are aware of genies? Is that because of those television broadcasts that you humans watch? She seemed so informed about that. Oh, where are my manners? My name is Ruby. and I am the genie of that lamp. I'm Blake, nice to meet you. Blake, let me tell you a few rules about us genies. The one who holds the lamp is the one who makes the wishes. I can grant you 3 wishes since you're the one holding the lamp. You can make any wishes you want so long as it doesn't affect free will or bringing a person back from the dead. After that, I must return to the lamp and wait for someone else to rub it. To be honest, I didn't think about any wishes when I rubbed that lamp, so I didn't know what to do. I did ask her if I had another chance to make more wishes if I continued to rub the lamp, but she said that wasn't possible. I didn't have any wishes to make, so I decided instead that I would get to know her. The last person to rub the lamp before me was Harold, and he asked for amazing luck, knowledge about the stock market, and some information about the person who would be worthy to hold the lamp. I guess that he saw me in that last wish somehow. Just as I was learning about that, something came across my mind. As I told Harold, I never had a girlfriend in my life, so I figured that this is my chance to find what everyone was telling me about. And I had a good idea on what my 3rd wish would be. But I had to get through with my first 2 wishes. My first wish was to have the same level of luck that Harold had. Your wish is my command, she said. At that moment, I felt a tingling sensation. It was as if I felt the world grant me a level of luck that I never knew before. My second wish is to have the ability to make investments that will never fail. Your wish is my command, she said again. At that moment, I felt another tingling sensation. It was as if all of my past failures were lifted from me and disappeared forever. Now for my 3rd wish. It was do or die at this point. As for my 3rd wish, I wish for you to be free. Your wish is... Wait, what? At that moment, the lamp shattered. All of the pieces turned into dust. Ruby remained, but she was confused. What? You'd give up your 3rd wish for my freedom? But why? What kind of pretty face like yours deserves to be locked away in a lamp? Besides, what would you do with your newfound freedom? To be honest, I want to be sure myself. I've spent my entire life granting other people's wishes that I wouldn't know what to do if I had freedom, she said. She started sobbing at first. I was wondering if I did something wrong, but she grabbed me and placed her head into my chest. Thank you. Thank you for setting me free. I have to admit that did feel awkward to me. In the days to follow, we got to know each other very well. She tells me that she knew some of the most famous world leaders like Tutankhamun and Genghis Khan, and that she helped out in shaping the world's history. I told her about myself, and we started to give feelings for each other. Soon after that, I decided to make some investments, and they've paid off quickly. Ruby and I got a new house, and we were happy together. We went out on dates, eventually leading to being engaged. Ruby still had her magical abilities, but I don't want to make any wishes, since I couldn't think of anything else that would make me happy other than her company. One day, I heard that Harold had a heart attack. Ruby and I decided to visit him at the hospital to check up on him. I was worried about him, but when I got to visit him, he said, "Don't worry about me. We all have to meet our maker at one point or another, and it just so happens to be my time. Perhaps one day we'll be able to meet again. By the way, why isn't Ruby in her lamp? I would have figured that you used your 3 wishes already. I told him that I used my last wish for her freedom. He looked shocked at first, then erupted into laughter. Wow, I wished I thought of that. Even though I barely knew him, I was sad to see Harold go. There wasn't much going on at the funeral, and all of his assets were donated to charity. I didn't want any of that. That's because Harold had already given me the one thing I needed in life. A couple of months later, Ruby and I got married. About a year after that, we welcomed our first kid into the world. It's true what Harold told me. There are things that money can't buy, and true happiness is one of them. Yes, guys, let it be true. Don't be greedy with the things that you have, but be thankful for the little things you get in life, because the little things are what makes our lives worth living for. Again, this is a story by Scott Westley, and I thank him for allowing me to tell the story. I really love it. Hopefully I could tell more stories like this in the future. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.